Okay, here we are inside of Adobe Premiere Pro, and what I'm going to do now is show you how to set up a new project inside of Adobe and also how to set up your own presets for the future as well. Now, the first thing you want to do is click on Custom Settings, and then you want to select the editing mode as Desktop and the time base. Now, this is the frames per second of the Fraps files that you've been using. So if you've been recording at 30 frames a second, for example, then just select that there. And the frame size, once again, whatever the Fraps files are. So if you've been recording at 1280 by 1024, then you just input that there. The pixel aspect ratio, you want that to be square pixels. And the fields, now you want progressive scan because Fraps files are always in progressive scan. Upper and lower fields first. That's really for television production. I think upper fields is POW and I think lower fields is NTSC, but just select progressive scan and you'll be fine. These other settings here are okay, and fortunately these other settings, we can change these as we go forward should we need to, once we're actually starting to edit the film. But these settings here are rigid, fixed, and they cannot be changed once you've actually set the project up. So you don't want to be halfway through editing the film and then realise that you've got 25 frames a second when you wanted 30 frames a second and so on, because you'll have to start all over again. There is a workaround for that, and I will cover that in another tutorial, but for now just make sure that this is correct once you actually set up the file to begin with. And once you're happy with that, you can then save the preset by clicking on this button here. And let's give this preset a name of Eve 1280 by 1024 at 30 frames per second, and say OK. The next time you go to a new project, you'll see that our custom preset is already there, ready to go, so we can just launch straight into Adobe and start editing straight away. But once you're happy with these, let's want to name the film or name the project. So let's call this Rail Gunning, because that's a fun name, and say OK. And now the graphical user interface is loaded up, and all we have to do is start inputting our footage into Adobe Premiere Pro, and we can start editing from there, and pretty much you are good to go.